All right, guys, welcome once again to the
What
Collectin
up?
and Connectin podcast, wherever and however you may be listening, whether that's YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Betamax. We'll get into beta later, but just want to welcome these lovely gentlemen. First and foremost, Coultin, Salt Lake City legend. How are we doing today?
Which one?
Both legends, but Coultin, how are you doing, good
I
sir?
couldn't hear you well. My connection's bad.
Can,
Yeah, he's doing great. Look, I'm pretty sure Colin's up at this frosty place in Idaho called Bear Lake, and it literally just turned winter here in Salt Lake. So it's usually a nice summer vacation spot. He's up there, probably freezing his off. And yeah, probably doesn't have the best connection. So are you connected now, Colton? You hear
I
us?
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
yes, there we go.
Yeah, just a tad delay.
We'll work with it. We'll work with it. I appreciate you picking up, though, right there, LFrampton. More importantly, how are you, good
I'm
sir?
doing amazing. Thanks for having me. Love the show. Big fan. Second time on. I did watch my previous episode just briefly to make sure I wasn't wearing the same hat. So I changed hats because I was going to wear the same hat. So kudos to that. Excited about the season.
Very excited. So you guys have both been on before. Let's just get right to the community mailbag. Today's community question comes from, it looks like it's three ball 34. Shout out three ball. He would like to know, is there anything that you guys wish you would have said on the last podcast that you didn't get to say?
I'll start while Colton digests. I actually saw this. I thought this was going to be a layup question. And I went back to do the episode and I didn't get through it. I don't recall exactly what I said. So no, I have a very bad answer. There's nothing that I remember that I wanted to say. I'm pretty sure I rambled for a good 45 minutes on that show and got a lot out.
I always say too
Colt,
much. I always say too much, man. I don't have anything I didn't get to say.
Anything you'd like to add right now, Colton?
I think that Las Vegas has the Jazz at 27 and a half wins. I'm going to tell everyone right now to go ahead and pound the over. Because they're going to win more than 27 and a half games. I think they're going to win 34 games, maybe even
You gonna
37.
they gonna flirt with a plan?
I don't know. I'm not ready to make that claim. Maybe next time I'm on, we'll have a better idea of where they stand. But there's too many talented dudes, and their coach is too good to win under 27, 28 games.
I agree 100%. I like the roster a lot. I don't. I want to say the reason I kind of grew up, even though grew up in Dallas, but grew up a Jazz fan. Being a point guard, loved John Stockton. Another reason was Greg Ostertag. He went to high school nearby, and obviously ended up in
Ah,
Utah. And so much respect for that. And then you guys got another local kid from the DFW area, Keontae George, who I think is
Deontay.
a big part of what y'all do this year. He's ready to take a massive step forward.
Yes, he is. His preseason. Uh, I mean, it's just preseason, but he definitely looks like he belongs. He looks like he knows what he's thriving. Um, he's leading. He's vocal. Yeah, I'm very excited to
And
see
I
where
went all in
Keontae
on
goes.
him last year on Top Shot. All in. I got like his number
Yeah,
one. It's like I'm all in on him. I'm super hyped on him. I think he's going to be a star player, hopefully, in the next couple years, or at least an all-star for sure. A lot of upside.
Most definitely. It
uh,
was it was fun to see you guys creeping. I was stacking his rookie moments when they first came out, and I always saw you guys' name pop up on the frequently buying list and whatever. So, nice to see the camaraderie there. It's I'm like I said, he's big things ahead for him. There's a lot of pros with kids that are coming up that are their games are very polished. Some are just starting to get into college and whatnot, but Keontae's kind of at the forefront of that. So not just him, but obviously Lowry, big step forward. I mean, but let's go back to Coultin for a second. Did they just they're handing in the keys to the offense, right? Is that what's going on there?
yep.
Okay.
And what a lot of people don't know is that Keontae didn't play the point guard position until he wore a Utah Jazz jersey. So that speaks volumes to how talented he is, because he was never a point guard.
Kind of scary to think about that he's just kind of learning on the fly and he's this good already.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm super excited for Cody Williams, our Colorado kid. He, to me, looks awesome because he looks patient. He looks like he's kind of letting the game come to him, in that he's not forcing things. He looks like he's comfortable. He doesn't look overwhelmed. I mean, sure, it would be cool to see him be more aggressive, but at the same time, it looks like he's calculated. You know what I mean? Like he's not forcing it. Like
the game's absolutely slowed down for him. And sometimes that never happens for people. Sometimes it's later in life, but it feels like, and I've had that moment because I was a baller my whole life, where the game just slows down all of a sudden. I feel like he's had come over that bridge, and it's happened, and you can see it in his play. It's really cool to happen that young too.
And you talk about pedigree. I mean, for folks who don't know who his brother is, Jalen Williams, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, one of my favorite players, just current young players. I mean, I just like his all-around game. But Cody Williams strikes me, if you watched him at Colorado, yeah, he had a few like really good games, but it's almost like he was too advanced for the college game, and that he was, he just saw things so I think his pace is way more suited for the NBA style.
Yes. 100%.
You guys had a couple other, speaking of pedigree, another couple other draft picks. I mean, Filipowski, okay, cool. I'm very intrigued by Isaiah Collier. People forget he was the number one kid, number one in the nation coming out of high school. And down the stretch at USC, if you guys watched him play, I mean, he had games where he just straight up took over. So he's going to be. I think you guys had a steal in the draft, man. Like, I mean, my God, how did you do it?
So those two players are probably our best two rookies. Probably the best shot. Probably going to likely get moments, TSDs. Potentially the first Jazz game, where me and Coultin will be attending, right behind the bench of the Jazz, trying to get on our – I think Coultin's on one already. This is one of my life goals. And as sad as that is, I'll admit it. I want to be on a top shot moment. But yeah, that's awesome. That's a bucket list. Cool, man. Last year, I thought I wavered. There was one single seat I didn't pull the trigger. This year, I waited for the seats. I found them. I pulled the trigger. We're going to be there. So we'll be on TV, I'm assuming, because we're literally just 3 behind. So you'll see me and Coultin on October. Is it the 23rd? It's Wednesday. 23rd.
It's the first. Yeah, it's Wednesday.
Against, they're playing the Grizzlies.
First home game of the year. You guys are sitting behind the bench.
So we're hoping. My whole goal is to get on a moment. And I feel like I've got a 25% chance if it happens on our side of the court, however it checks out. So that's really fun. I'm excited. And then,
we got Zach Edey, Filipowski, Cody, and Collier. So we got 4 rookies that are probably going to get TSDs from that game.
That's a really, really interesting point. A good way to look at it. Are y'all going to wear anything special to stand out?
So
you already know.
I've got so many options. I've got the beta option.
Okay.
I've got the Jazz option. I've got the Top Shot option. I've got maybe I'll rotate every quarter. I've got the Stackers option. I've got the Cool Cats option. Options.
Do we have the beta shirts and those shirts available on the Collectin and Connectin website, the shop.collectinandconnectin.com? We need to talk to SDA and them about that then. I think that's something we should do.
Absolutely.
I'll be rocking the Top Shot shirt.
Okay, Top Shot shirt.
I'll be rocking the 1 of 1 that they made me for the finals.
Yes.
Because it has the Top Shot logo on the front. Should be able to see it.
Coultin's main job is to not let me drink enough so I don't have to go to the bathroom and have an empty seat. So that's his main job. I think he's going to do great at it.
It's important. It's important. This is good that people are looking after each other. And, that would be the worst if there's just an empty seat in one of those debuts.
Coultin right there. Holding my beer for me. Yeah, no.
You can have him put it in the moment context, like, hey, not pictured LFrampton.
Yeah.
So you had the beta T-shirt. I know that there's been some beta hype going on for those of you who aren't familiar with beta. Token released on Flow Did some amazing things in the off season. I know people were buying moments. There's a whole Discord developed to all kinds of stuff. You guys doxed the whole team, which I appreciate. I like knowing who people are. At any rate, much respect for that. We talked a little bit about it last week, but do you have anything to add to that specifically, as you are the founder, Mr. LFrampton?
Yeah, no, I mean, sure, I can give my little spiel and take a few minutes to kind of talk about beta, how it came about, what we're doing, who's involved. And all, I'm a passionate top shotter. July 2021, slowly got into it, found Coultin and the team captains, slowly got involved in IRL stuff. And yeah, I just, wanted to do something. I wanted to get involved somehow, some way. I don't know. I'm pretty behind the scenes, low radar. I'm not, but I wanted to get involved. It took me like a year or two even to get out to an IRL. So I was like, yeah, I'll give out a Hornet check 1 year is kind of what we decided to do with the Jazz. And like, have some fun, it's get another all-time set holder. There were only like 6 or 7 of us. So we gave that out. We had super fun. That little week in December where we did this Jazz thing led to, hey, people want to keep this going. It was so much fun. So I started the Utah Jazz Legends Club, just a little jazz community where in Discord, we had fun, traded moments. We were doing all kinds of gambling and games and with moments, right? And trading them on Floaty. And that led to, hey, can this be easier? Yes, let's create a token. So UJLC was created to help play games, move stuff around in Discord, because there's that amazing tool that Emerald bot designed. Jacob, cheers, shout out to you. Just all kinds of cool tools. So we started using those tools, and the coin allowed us to just do things quickly and easily. We did that for like 6 months. It was amazing. It was the most fun I've ever had. People were engaged. People were having a ton of fun. And then one day I was just like, I've kind of pigeoned my whole self into the UJLC to just Jazz fans. Now there were some non-Jazz that had found it and joined whatever, but I was like, could I do this on a bigger scale and have fun with all of Top Shot, not just the 50 to 100 people that we had coming in every day and that we had built. So that was the idea. And I was like, yeah, it'd be cool. And that it was built. And I've got the notebook right here where it's like a bunch of random 4 letters to come up with a name. And after a week, beta kind of was like out there and was standing out and stuck. So it's like, I started beta. And I was like, the whole point of it was to do what we were doing in UGLC, just reward Top Shot people. And how better to do it in the off season when it was boring and there was nothing going on. How better to do it when Crescendo, this new flow upgrade, was coming out and Flow's getting ready to get out to the masses. So it's like perfect timing. I launched it. How was I going to get this out to people? I don't know. One day I had this idea about the blueprint, Rohan blueprints, put it together. 100 days later, here we are. I ran it for the first 30 days by myself. Just me running it, building it, getting ideas. And then like after the 30 days, like, hey, people like this. This is really fun. It's caught on, which I was hoping it would do. We're growing. I need help. I need different opinions. I need different skill sets. I need different views. So I started putting together a list of people who I thought could contribute and give me ideas, and I could bounce things off and just kind of build a team, which we did. I reached out to 11, 12, 15 people. There were some declines. There were some, hey, I'm not into the crypto scene, which, dude, I understand it. I was not into crypto either. I understand it's a whole new world you have to get into and learn, and there's some craziness in it. We all know this, right? But yeah, so we built it out. We got the team. The team is built of 11 people from all different walks of life, all different attitudes, all different visions on Top Shot. They're all passionate about it. They all love Top Shot. They're all behind this. They put in hours and hours. You guys have no idea the energy and effort that goes behind this. We meet it's kind of silly, but like a real company, 3 days a week, 3 times a week. We have hour meetings where everyone just gets on. We talk about things, ideas. There's like so many things we want to do, and we probably only executed on like 5%. So we're still just getting started and getting ready to kind of get out there. And we're lockstep with Flow and their mission to get out to the larger crypto world and to release the Flow on the EVM, right? So we're lockstep there. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff with Kitty Punch and all this new tech stuff. So when that's ready in the next couple months, and we're watching it being built. It's really cool. I'm really excited. It's going to be super fun. It's going to be really fun. So we're ready. We're there. You mentioned Discord. So I jotted down a few things that we're doing. I'm going to ramble them off real quick, and then I'll shut up and take a drink of Celsius. I do not drink energy drinks very much, but for the culture, this is actually really good. And it's called Tropical Vibe, which I thought was appropriate for the show.
They got you hooked on it, didn't they?
It's really good. I'm usually a double cappuccino guy, but these hit the spot sometimes. Okay, so in Discord, with your beta or with moments or whatever, we're flexible. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. We have sports betting. You can sell moments. You can trade moments. You can swap moments. We have beta ball, which is a lottery game. We have fast break stuff. We have trade tickets. You can literally come in and get rid of your moments and stuff that you have zero interest in and get like these trade tickets. And then you can use those trade tickets to buy other moments from maybe your favorite team, or buy packs, or buy beta, or play games or raffles or whatever. So all kinds of cool stuff. We have a UFC stuff. So a lot of the UFC strike guys are in there. There's MMA events every weekend. We're doing NFL fantasy. We've got NBA fantasy. We're doing a couple leagues. We've got poker, obviously, every day. We've got an arcade wheel. We do pack wars. We're going to start doing pack rips, like steady breaks. So that's just in Discord, and that's like just touching on a fraction of it. Outside of Discord, what we've got coming is we're going to start doing spaces. We're going to start doing playback channel. We've got a Telegram channel coming. We've got flash challenges coming every weekend. We've got a Halloween event. We've got the Sunday night pick'em. We've got a huge holiday event, which is the Utah Jazz Horny expanded. We are still giving out a Horny. That'll never go away. We're coming out with like set locking rewards for people who are hardcore onto the set locking stuff. So like, and that again, that's just a fraction of the stuff. I'll shut up now and let you all ask some questions. But yeah, we're just stoked. We've got a ton of stuff, and we just want to have fun and keep rewarding and engaging the Top Shot community and help build it and bring on some new people.
So just a few things.
Yes.
Just a few things.
That was a lot to digest.
No, man, that was awesome. I really appreciate you sharing. I was literally about to ask, well, is there anything in particular that you're looking forward to that you guys are building on? And I think you pretty much answered
it. It is insane
very thoroughly
what's coming for Flow. Like just the whole, and a lot of people are just stuck in Top Shot. That's cool. And that's so they don't get the whole what Flow is trying to do, but soon it will be obvious. And I'm super excited about
and that's it's okay that people don't get it. The point is like that's the masses won't get it until it's like easy enough to where they don't have to do anything. I mean, like that's the key.
And we're going to be there every step of the way to help them get there if they want. Just like as silly as it sounds, it was hard for people to get a Flow wallet when they're used to just a Dapper wallet, set up a vault to be able to accept the beta token. It's really it sounds simple, and it's simple once you do it, but for like the normal person who has nothing to do, it's not easy, right?
Right.
But it's going to get there to the point where it's so easy. It's going to be like Top Shot. You don't even know that you're even on a blockchain or the blockchain's involved. It's just credit card buy, beta buy, ETH buy, whatever it is. It's going to be very easy and consumer friendly, because that's the whole vision of Flow, right? Consumer, bringing the blockchain to the consumer, making it a no-brainer, making it so easy. And we're behind that. So
heck yeah. So you were doing the comms the whole time. You were running the X account, Twitter account.
Yeah. Yep. Now we've got like some people helping run it now, and it's like more of a community account, the Twitter account. So if you want to reach me directly, don't ping me on Twitter. You're going to get whoever's doing the tweets that day. But yeah, I ran the events. It was fun having the ideas. And there's still a ton of ideas we never even got to execute. And once I brought on more people, obviously there were more and more and more ideas. You mentioned like the father-son combo. That was one idea that we never got to execute, is like own some moments of father-sons or brothers or cousins. There's a lot of family relations in the NBA and WNBA that have moments. So we thought that would be like a fun challenge for people to go and like try to do some genealogy on some players and stuff.
Gotcha. So speaking of bringing people on, I'm just getting word here that we do have our co-host has arrived, our fearless leader. Thank God. Chris Treaticus, ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
Has made
What
it.
up?
And welcome.
Sorry I'm late. Had
Thanks
some
for making
business, had some city business I had to take care of.
Just
Glad
glad
to
you're
have
here,
you.
man.
All
Yeah.
good,
Glad
brother.
to be here. Glad to be here. I feel like I need to switch this up. Is that better?
That's better.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There we go. Yeah, man. So y'all were talking some beta, huh?
Uh-huh.
It's still rolling, still exciting stuff?
It's still rolling. It's literally kind of just getting started. So you just missed my 10-minute ramble. But I'm sure.
Well, man, I look forward to watching it back for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool that, listening to you talk, it's really cool to think that there's a sub community or, a community, I don't know, however you want to say it, that has me as excited to collect as Dapper actually has me excited with Top Shot. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, as far as utility goes, like when I'm looking for a moment, I'm now thinking like, okay, this is going to be useful for flash challenges through Top Shot, but also through beta.
Yeah.
Like it's legitimately put together. Like the foundation is built. You did such a good job of making it legit. I don't know the better way to put it. Like it doesn't feel like like something that's going to come and go in the next couple months. Like it feels permanent. And so there's like an added level of confidence for me personally, like that, like my moments are going to maintain value just one other way. And so, I mean, how cool is that? It's like kind of an asinine, like no brainer thing to say, but it's also like really, really dope.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone watched the spaces that Flow did, was it 2 days ago or maybe yesterday, where they had all kind of these Flow companies on talking about the Flow rewards and the boxes and the keys and all that cool stuff that all these Flow community companies are participating in and trying to roll this whole Flow community thing out, which is really cool, right? The foundation has done this kind of rewards program, and then all these communities and companies that are built on Flow are now able to partake and participate in this underlying rewards program and reward their people. So our goal is to be one of these companies where we can actually participate and reward people, our users, beta and Flow rewards. So we want to be at some point, you stake your beta, you do this with your beta, you do a liquidity pool, you invest in something, you can earn boxes, keys, go unlock them, get your rewards on the Flow, because we want to get to that point where we're part of the Flow community. We're trusted enough where we can participate in programs like this. So it's baby steps for us. We're in no rush. We knew we were behind the scenes for the 90 days, the 100 days, which is kind of the fun, right? It's kind of the lure. It kind of was part of the whole thing. We've come out. We kind of know who's running things. Everyone's got their roles and they're really good at what they do. And yeah, we're not going anywhere, and we're in it for the long term. I've got a 4-year plan, kind of vision of what we're going to do. So yeah, we're excited, and I'm glad that's kind of some of the feedback, Coultin.
Yeah, it's special. It's crazy to think that Top Shot has created so many communities that just incentivize collecting even more.
Yeah, you're seeing it more even the Collectin Connectin group. Bayou's got his own little podcast. So it's like you see all these cool things coming up. People are getting excited again. I'm just super stoked. And it's like Treaticus says, he said this 100 times, and I say it, and sometimes even my own foundation members kind of look at me like, meh. It's like Dappers ain't gonna do nothing. They're gonna do some stuff, but the community's got to step up and do it. Like it's there waiting for us. No one had built a Top Shot token for 4 years. There was Loppy, Frug, UJL. There was it was sitting there waiting for anyone that but no one wanted to step up and take this. So I was like, screw it, let's do it. It's there. It's prime. We had great success with UJLC. So I feel like there's a ton of opportunity within the Top Shot ecosystem. You're going to see I believe we're going to see a ton of cool stuff in the next few months. That's just going to be like, we're back. This is Top Shot 2.0. I'm just super excited about the future. And if this doesn't pan out, so what? We've had a great run. It's super fun. We're connecting and collecting.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Still going to be watching basketball and talking hoops with the homies. So, I mean, I think at the end of the day, we're all hoop heads. We're all here for that reason. And, you know, if it goes further than that, great. You know, I mean, but it's pretty amazing the stuff that we've been able to, the experiences I've been able to have just with different members of the community, going to games, meeting George. I mean, there's a whole list of things. I know Coultin, you've had your fair share, self-created and otherwise. I mean, but it's just, it's amazing. I mean, Treat, you recently had a little, little discussion with somebody.
Yeah, man. Got to hang out with Larry Legend.
Yeah, I want to hear about that, Treat.
Yeah, so just nice people in the community. Just, you know, I sent out. People shouldn't take my tweets that serious. Like, I sent this tweet, but just goofy. I was like, it was joking, right? Because there was some drama in the Top Shot streets, and so I threw out that. You know, remember that?
Never drama in the Top Shot.
And I said something about, you know, how dare you, Top Shot? You didn't let me, you know, I was joking. Keep your songs out of my mouth. I'm joking. I'm not being serious.
You were on the pod that week complaining about like how you're like, I want to be invited to the Larry Bird thing. And then literally like 10 minutes later, you were invited to the Larry Bird thing.
I was invited. So, yeah. So just, you know, somebody that earned it couldn't make it. Diamond reached out to me and said, hey, got this opportunity. Would you be in? I'm like, hell yeah.
Shout out Diamond.
Yeah.
It was, and then, you know, a collector that just is like, hey, you know, if somebody's going to love this and it means a lot, this collector couldn't make it. And so Diamond made the connection. And yeah, man, it was, you know, I never in a million years thought I'd be hanging out with Larry Bird and talking, and dude is just down to earth. You know, one of the things that was really interesting to me is we were all thanking him for taking the time, and he's like, no, thank you. Just, I mean, literally, and this isn't a hyperbole, he would sit down with us and drink a cold beer and talk hoops, and just regular guy, except for he's one of the greatest basketball players ever lived. You know, like, so it was cool to hear everybody kind of ask him questions, and he, you know, honestly, he would have stayed for an hour or two. But that's one of those things. It's like, man, if I would have never been collecting Top Shot, I would never gotten to hang out with Larry Bird. And it's cool to, you know, he's like, hey, Chris, what's up? And I'm like, holy crap, I'm talking to Larry Bird. So I had some crush going on, and a lot of young guys weren't as, I mean, he was my idol, obviously, growing up. And, you know, just my dad being a coach and being trained that Celtic basketball is the way you play the game. And Bill Russell's the greatest human that ever lived. And then Larry Bird's a close second, but was kind of the way I was trained. So I got to talk to him a little bit about Arkansas in the Final Four. Indiana State played Arkansas in the final, beat Arkansas last second shot to get a shot at Michigan State. And so everybody talks about that Michigan State game, but in Arkansas, that Final Four game against Sidney Moncrief and that team is, you know, it's just legendary in the state of Arkansas, kind of one of the peaks, maybe the peak of Arkansas basketball. And so he said, man, it's one of his favorite games he ever played in, you know. And he said, I feel like the whole state of Arkansas was there. And I'm like, you know, it's probably true. They probably were. So anyway, I you know, bucket list, all the words, can't believe I got to do it. And they're going to send us all a recording of it, so I'll watch that back a bunch. I promise.
That is awesome. I saw they're doing another one with Cam.
Are they?
Case and Wallace.
Casey Wallace,
Yeah,
sorry.
Jason Wallace.
Like,
Another DFW kid. Man, these guys are popping up out of everywhere.
To me, this is just the coolest thing that Top Shot. Like, there's no other way you can get this. Like, how else can you get an accent? Like, it's really cool. If they can, when are they win Jazz?
Yeah, I know.
Like 80% of my moments are Jazz moments. I'm number 12 on the leaderboard, slowly creeping my way up to the top 10. I don't know if that's enough to get on to make it, but yeah. Someone give me a heads up if they're going to do Jazz so I can go buy some if they have to.
Who are they going to get? Who do you best guess?
I don't know. It sounds like they're kind of doing some of the younger guys, but then they bring out a Larry. Like, I don't know.
Who would you want if you had to pick one?
I think Carolico would be cool to talk to.
Hey, that's a good one.
Coultin? Yeah. Go ahead. Who do you think, Coultin?
Oh man, it wouldn't ever happen because John Stockton doesn't come out of his bunker.
That was my first thought
in Washington. So since it won't ever be Stockton, I would want to chop it up with D. Will. He's my second favorite Jazz man ever.
Wow.
Even though he pissed our legendary coach off so bad that he quit. He's still my second favorite Jazz man ever.
Do you know that 3-Ball and I once got to play against D. Will?
Are you serious?
He's a Dallas guy.
Yeah, different. I mean, he was in my district. We got to play. He was 2 years younger than me, and we played him twice a year. And I mean, I didn't get a whole lot of minutes. Let's just be honest about that. But when I was on the court, it was not fun. He was a nice guy. Don't get me wrong, but he was that good as like a sophomore in high school. I mean, but yeah, they had a good team, and just happy to see another kid. I mean, like when he ended up in Utah, it was such an interesting dynamic, as you mentioned. The stuff with him and the coach, a little dicey, but yeah, I don't know, man. I wish he would have at least gotten y'all one title.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Man,
we couldn't get past the Lakers.
There was a few seasons there. Man, he was definitely elite, like without a question.
He was in the MVP conversation one year.
Yeah, one of the best players in the league, and I never saw that coming. You know, like I never thought he would be that guy, but he definitely was.
He
almost won a natty at Illinois. He was playing with, I think it was D. Brown and Bill. No, wait, Bill Self had left Illinois to go to Kansas, and Bruce Weber took over, I think. And anyway, and they lost. It was like an overtime in the natty. I forget who they lost to, but
I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, he was always bound to be. I mean, I didn't know he'd be like damn near MVP style, but you know. That's the West is a hell of a beast, man. As it is again this year. I mean, it's. I mean,
who's going to get to play for runner up this year?
Here we go again with this bullshit. He's going to go down to Celtics nonsense, man. But that's okay.
I love you, bro.
I know it's all love.
Hey, Tork, I think that the Mavs are going to be in the finals again.
I hope so. I'd like to think they got better. We'll see. I mean, just mentioning how stacked they are. I was reading a take today about Kawhi being out for a sustained amount of time and how the West is so stacked that if the Clippers miss the playoffs or something to the effect that Oklahoma City has their pick and Oklahoma City could end up in the lottery and Oklahoma City could therefore end up with Cooper Flag, which is just like insane to think about.
What?
Don't sleep on Ace Bailey, by the way, for your college basketball fans out there. Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper at Rutgers are going to be pretty damn good this year.
Yeah.
But yes, Cooper Flag, man, he's if that happens, man, what are we doing? Oh God, that's if you don't know, treat Cooper Flag is like Chet Holmgren, but on the perimeter.
I've heard his name, but I don't follow college basketball at all. So
you'll get to know him at Duke this year. You'll get to know him at Duke this year. Everybody's going to hate him because he's at Duke, but he's good.
He's the next Jason Tatum.
Yeah. I was just wondering do you think the Jazz are going to go out try to get Flag or no?
I think that
because if they win 34 or 37 games, it ain't happening.
No, I think we'll have somewhere between the 6th and 5th and 8th pick again. Hopefully we can get maybe Boozer, one of the like Cam Boozer.
So you're
I
saying
don't
no
think we're gonna.
no
I don't
trade up,
think we're gonna.
nothing for Flag.
I don't think that there will be a trade possible to get him.
Okay.
So I mean, if we get lucky and win the lottery, great. And I do love the how they reform the lottery odds so that tanking isn't quite as incentivized, where you've got the bottom three teams sharing an
Yeah.
equal chance at number one. Or is it top bottom four? I think it's bottom three, and then four is close behind in percentage.
They definitely shorten the odds. That's for sure.
Yeah,
And
it's nice.
sorry, Wizards. Sorry, Wizards fans.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
SDA.
yeah.
Poor Wizard fans.
You see what
I
Tree's doing to
know.
me? He's making me like just an
Oh,
angry, bitter fan.
don't
Shitting out other
gaslight
people's
me.
teams.
Hey,
Ugh.
so
Celtics fans, man.
have you? I got a question. Have you guys watched this this Netflix series, The Starting Five? Have y'all watched that?
Yeah. I started
I
watching
started it. I
I like it.
honestly, I went to the last episode because I wanted to see the final stuff.
Yeah, see if you were on there. To see if you were on there. Were you on there?
And
I didn't see anything. I didn't finish it yet, but I don't. But it's a pretty sweet show.
Yeah, I like it. I really do.
Yeah.
I've not watched it all. I've written it down to get into. On the rewrite for this, there was something about what's your favorite sports show, and
Yeah.
Coultin, and I was like thinking, and the first thing that came into my mind was Happy Gilmore, which it's a comedy. It's not one of your like hero Rudy type things.
good
But
answer.
Coultin said Netflix, which made me think they're coming out with Happy Gilmore 2 on Netflix next year and it's a lot of the same cast. So that seems really.
I did not know that. Oh wow.
Old people who know Happy Gilmore from back in the 90s, 1996, I believe. Is when
Good show.
And so apparently his grandma dies and he partners up with Shooter McGavin and they team up to like win some tournament. I don't know. Sounds fun.
Money grab.
I mean, might as well.
What
I don't blame
what
him.
has you
I
guys
don't blame him.
what has you guys excited for this year regarding Top Shot specifically? Or
Rookies.
maybe
Stacking
what are
rooks.
you most excited about?
Stacking rooks. I mean, like last year, I was very much. I was like, okay, I'm going to find some guys underneath the radar and try to play the leaderboard game, maybe get some airdrops, or sell at the peak. When people start, to accumulate for said leaderboards. And then I was kind of disappointed when I saw, and I knew the draft class that was incoming seemed a little disappointing, and I was like, okay, maybe not going to be as enticing this year to stack rooks. And I've done a complete 180 since then because versus last year, you had two obvious favorites. Well, Wemby being the obvious favorite, Chet close second. So you kind of knew where to go as far as like, okay, that's where all the whales are going to go. They're going to stack those guys, and I'm not going to have a shot. I got a Wemby, awesome, but no rares or anything like that. But this year, it's pretty wide open. Did you know that Zach Edey is the odds-on favorite to win Rookie of the Year?
I saw that.
Which is insane for me to even conceptualize. Not that I hope he has a great season, but there's so many different players that could come out ahead. And so the game is wide open. So it's going to be very interesting to see game theory as far as who people decide to stack. I'm obviously going to stack like my favorites, guys that are, once again, DFW high school kids, what have you. But, there's definitely a couple dark horses that I'm looking forward to stacking too. But that's just me personally.
So, Tork, preseason prediction. You can pick 3 rookies to stack, let's say. Who are you stacking?
That's a good one.
And Frampton. If you guys want to jump in.
2 Jazz guys right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then probably, Edey, if he doesn't like snap in half his first play of the game, I don't know.
I mean, for me personally, I'm going to stack Ron Holland. That's because he's same high school as Greg Ostertag, by the way, Duncanville High School.
Wow.
And so, there's your weird Jazz connection. But there's I like Stephon Castle. I like Buzelis. I think those guys are interesting, especially if they hand the reins to Castle early on. Bub Carrington's kind of fascinating. A guy that I think a lot of people are probably going to be stacking is Reed Shepherd. So curious to see how Rob Dillingham fits in Minnesota. I like Rob Dillingham's game a lot. But yeah, so we'll see. It's wide open. There's so many different possibilities.
Yeah.
It's tough to see who's going to get the minutes early on. But yeah, man, I'll stop rambling about that. I could go all day. Treat, what do you
And
got?
you didn't even mention Ricochet. So it tells you how
Yeah.
wide open it is.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of room to grow. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, right.
Man, I've been trying to collect that set every year. So I'll just keep rolling with that. And that wasn't my deal. Samuel D got me addicted to that thing. And so now it's one of those handful of sets every year I'm going to collect. Just
Yeah,
the
that's a
base
good
set, the
call.
base rookie. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I won't stack
I'd like to
anybody.
do that too.
Yeah.
I think this year, I've never done that. This year would probably be the year to do it. I wanted to do it last year, but I still don't have a Wemby. And I looked
Yeah.
at that last night. It's $305 floor still.
Yeah.
It didn't really come down at all in the offseason. I was a little disappointed.
No, I thought it was going to. And Chet's back up too to 77, I think. I looked this morning, which I also don't have a Chet. But yeah, next year, I think, or this coming year, right now, this year, I think it will be more feasible to complete.
Yeah.
If you're quick, you do it before somebody starts to be the front runner. But, it's funny in cardboard, nobody wants, I'm not going to say nobody wants, but a player like Zach Edey, their cardboard stuff for players like
Yeah.
that never really move the meter for collectors as
Yeah.
much, like Walker Kessler for the Jazz or Larry Markkinen for the Jazz. I think, yeah, just big, thick, tall, white dudes don't really move the meter
Well,
in the cardboard space.
but on Top Shot, the Canadians, man, they'll love Zach Edey, and that I think Edey might. I'm curious to see what the Edey debut goes for. I don't know if you saw what Dalton Connect did last night. We didn't mention him.
Yep.
He looked. I mean, he was unconscious last night, but I mean,
Uh-huh.
he might fit right in with the Lakers. But as you said, if you stack them early, it could be very profitable if you get it on the right guys early on for sure. And then you can play the leaderboard game, et cetera, when the Top Shot score goes up. That's one thing that I really appreciate about what Top Shot did with gamifying the rookie process last year. Is like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell you what we're going to do. They made a couple changes in the middle, but it wouldn't be Top Shot if they didn't move the goalposts every once in a while. Keep us on our toes. Appreciate you guys. But yeah, it was nice to see people have different strategies and everybody kind of having their own way of getting involved and keeping me entertained throughout the season as well, for sure.
Are we expecting the same thing this year? There's been no confirmation, but I think most of us are, or at least me, I'm saying, it's probably going to be similar, I would guess. I did very bad in the leaderboards, and I'm sure I'm negative EV on all my Jazz TSD purchases. I did not play that game well. I need to learn it a little better if I want to do it this year. But yeah, I'm curious. Do y'all think this is going to be the same game
100%.
this year? Okay.
Yeah.
It seems like their silence is almost quiet confidence that they can fall back on that to be like, well, this is why we hadn't said anything, guys. We knew you knew what it was going to be, and here's what it's going to be. Just the same thing as last year.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
Well, I don't follow the W moments too closely, but didn't they do the same thing?
Yeah.
I don't follow them close enough, but I think so. Yeah, they had the rookie debut, gems, and then they had the Legos as well.
Same concept, I think.
Right.
But again, I didn't participate in that side of it.
Yeah.
I've already got my Lego WNBA set, and I'm good. Investment made, 2021. No more needed for WNBA.
Yeah.
Although I do have two Caitlins. Like, I'm still buying stuff over there that's really cool and that's like iconic and absolutely everyone should own. So yeah, I'm still picking up those WNBA moments, obviously.
Did you say you have a Caitlin?
Yeah, I've got two TSDs. No rare yet. Way too high. Legendary, I'm not even thinking about it. But yeah, I've got my two Caitlins. They're locked, and they'll be there probably till I die.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Treat.
Yeah.
Who you stacking this year?
Yeah, I probably won't, man. I'm really the Edey thing is intriguing because if the Grizzlies are healthy and he can actually contribute like they're thinking, if he can if he can play that Steven Adams role, right, that made them so good, you know, that's
I
a
think he's
game
already
changer.
better than Steven Adams.
Yeah,
If
well, they
Morant,
needed that. They needed that true center, right?
if Morant can
Yeah.
get to the rim, which he can, there's always help. Like he's going to be
Yeah.
just sitting there cleaning up, I think, or they're going to have to double team him and double box him out, which is going to let Morant just have a field day on people. It's going to be really interesting to see how they guard that combo.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to help Jaren Jackson too, where he won't be assigned to. He'll be able to be a little more free. You missed while you were doing mayor shit. We were talking about me and Frampton are going to be right behind the Jazz bench for the season opener against the Grizzlies.
Nice.
So when you're watching with your feet up in your mayor throne, be looking for us.
I will.
Right behind the Jazz bench.
I will. That's exciting, man. That'll be a fun game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get to lots of Grizzly games this year. I got a guy that's a developer in town that is good buddies with. He's got courtside seats, and he's good buddies with Zach Randolph, and his daughter and Jaw's daughter are really good friends. So I'm trying to, hang with him a little bit maybe this year.
Yeah.
He's a good dude, man. He was in my office the other day. He goes, "Hey, man, I'm gonna get Zach Randolph on FaceTime because he wants to be partner with me in this new development here." And I'm like the Zach Randolph? Yeah. So I was like, "Zach, what's up, man?"
That's amazing.
And he was walking this tiny little dog, and I'm like, "Come on, bro, get your."
He needs a Doberman.
Yeah, it's a big man. Anyway,
Yeah. That's so rad.
that's cool, isn't it? You
Well,
never know.
We'll see what happens when the season starts and all your friends are collecting all the fun rookies and you're on the sidelines. See if your tune changes then, old Chris Treaticus.
Dude, listen, I just want the set, right? That's it. I'm just gonna keep collecting that rookie set, and like Frampton said, lock it up forever.
So are you retiring the Stack Them Rooks ditty and then or that song, and then you're gonna go?
I just hadn't been doing a lot of ditties lately.
No, we need another ditty.
I stopped myself there on purpose. We got to stop calling them ditties for a lot of different reasons. So let's just refrain from doing any of that. We'll just call them songs, tunes. Poor John Mellencamp, his little thing about Jack and Diane will never be the same anymore.
Yeah. Well, I guess I need to try to. I need to try to create some ditties. I just hadn't been. My mind hadn't been there.
No, don't create any ditties.
Yeah.
I mean, I got some lotion. I don't know if I have enough.
Oh man, Costco even had to issue a statement. We don't even sell baby oil. Stop. Get our name out of your mouth, Diddy. Tork, you got a hot take for the season?
Who's that? You asked me?
Tork.
Hot take for the season? Oh man, the Celtics will crash and burn, the likes of which we have never seen.
Not gonna happen.
It will all come crashing down. And it'll somehow be blamed on a mayor from Bryant, Arkansas. And his proximity to the team. You'll like mess with Joe Mazzulla or something, and I don't know. I'm just gonna sit over here and hate. That's what I'm gonna do. It's just
wow.
It's just be belligerently hateful for no apparent reason towards the Celtics, towards your team, because I'm still not hurt at all by what happened during the finals. Like that didn't affect me at all. Like I'm really glad that you brought it up every time that you see me, or bring it up every time you see me too. Treat.
Is it better to get to the finals and lose, or just to never even get there?
All my bullshit aside, like I'm stoked that the Mavs got there, man. I think they were way ahead of schedule. I'm really glad that the GM Nico decided, he was like, wait a minute, we got something here. Let's make some trades. Let's put it together. The pieces he brought in, kind of a masterclass, in my humble opinion. They lost to a better team. Like, I hate to admit it, Celtics were a better team. I mean, like it just is what it is. The Mavs weren't ready, and hopefully they're ready this year. We'll see. But Celtics will be there. I hope they crash and burn.
Look,
I wasn't lying about that. I hope y'all crash and burn.
I bought a finals hat from the year they got beat by the Warriors, and somebody was making fun of me. I'm like, I've never seen anybody buy a hat from a finals they lost. Dude, you made it. Like, I was still watching my team play, right? And it was so I'm definitely, man, you make it.
We weren't supposed to beat the Clippers. We weren't supposed to beat the Thunder. We weren't supposed to beat the Timberwolves. I mean, and so, I'm happy with the run. Like I hope Luka learns something. And I'm not talking about like how to play in the finals, maybe how to act in the finals. Might be one way to go about it. I don't think he did himself any favors. I thought that was past him, quite honestly, but that was the most disappointing part about the final. I'm not disappointed with the run. I'm not disappointed they lost.
What do you mean specific? Like, what do you mean?
Chatting with
his antics. Like he did it. And I think he focuses too much sometimes on what the referees are doing instead of being the alpha and taking over, which he can do instead of worrying about getting the call all the time. Like, you're going to get fouled, bro. It's the NBA. Like, all these guys play through contact, and it's not that he doesn't get fouled. I honestly think it was just it was just the sum total of everything he had gone through. If you watch the OKC series, they made it a point to literally kick the crap out of Luka, like trip him when he was like, they made it a point to beat him up. And I think he was just frustrated. And I think the Celtics I don't think the Celtics played dirty. I'm not suggesting that. I think they got physical with him. And I think Luka was looking for the refs to bail him out. And that is not happening in the finals. Like, that's just, and so I think that was a very, very harsh lesson for him to learn the way that he did. And I think his emotions came out in a very, very, I'm sure he could take it back if he would. But we'll see if he changes going forward. Still one of the best players in the world. Still love him, but it's like I said, I'll never know what it's like to be in that situation. I'm not going to knock the man. I mean, like, it's easy for me to sit on the sidelines and judge, but at the end of the day, I think he would admit that it took away from the focus of the team and what they were trying to do there, and that's probably what he would want to do differently.
And on top of that, you have Coultin yelling at him all game.
Coultin threw him off, man.
Yeah,
like it seems pretty obvious what the ultimate downfall of the Mavericks was in hindsight. And it was this guy right here.
Man, right here.
Whatever. I fired his ass up.
Yeah, well, it's
overfired.
I was like, this mother is talking shit to Luka, and then I was like, is that? And then and so anyway, that pretty cool though, man. I mean, like, not everybody gets to do stuff like that, and pretty cool that he responded. I'm sure it was a very polite exchange.
It was.
Legendary.
But it did turn him into my favorite non-Jazz player in the NBA. I was like, respect, man. You just scared me. I'm a grown man, and I am scared of you.
It's funny to me how certain guys, like I hope fans don't take it, because some fans take it too far and they think it's, they go a little far with the interactions, and there's never any place for that. But I love how guys like Luka and guys like to interact with fans. If it's a little friendly shit talking going on, I think, players are all for that. And I think, careful what you wish for, though, because you might fire them up. Some players, though, obviously don't like it, but I think it's cool, man. I'm all for players interacting with fans and back and forth, but as long as it's civil for the most part.
Clean. Good. Yeah. Respectful.
Yeah.
Ish.
Everybody knows where the line is.
Yeah. I will say those Boston fans, though, they're vulgar, bro. They yell some crazy stuff.
Do they?
Oh man, it's not a family-friendly atmosphere like I'm used to in Jazzland. Got F Kyrie chants the whole damn stadium.
I heard something about some show about Mormon wives. Somebody told me I need to watch. There's some new show about Mormon wives.
Yeah,
You
my
guys,
wife's hooked on it.
My
I
wife
haven't seen it
watched
yet.
every single episode.
what is that? What it's called? What Secret
It-
Lives?
I don't know. It's a group of TikTokers that had created this. Yeah, this
Huh. All right.
All right.
whatever, reality show.
Are
Yeah,
they swingers or something?
yeah, it's along those lines. And
Well, that's what made me think about it, like the family friendly thing you assume, and then what the hell is happening?
it's all
Yeah.
family, and it's all family. I mean, we're just one big happy family out here.
Well,
Love it.
that sounds
You
like an
guys-
Arkansas joke. Swinging and family.
It really does.
You guys. Well, on that note, I think that's a good spot to go ahead and wrap this on up, gentlemen. Talking about family and loving and collecting and connecting. To tie a nice little bow and put it on there. Gentlemen, it was seriously a pleasure having y'all. We're gonna have you back for sure. LFrampton,
Good
Coultin,
times.
appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
To the co-pilot Treaticus, thanks for making it after your mare shit, as it were.
Yep.
Guys, thank y'all for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for collecting and connecting. We look forward to seeing y'all next time on the Collecting and Connecting podcast.
All right.
Queso,
See you,
baby.
boys.
Queso.
Go Jazz.
Cheers.
Tune in every Tuesday for a new episode of the Collectin and Connectin Pod. And if you want to rock some merch, check out our store at Shop Collectin and Connectin in the bio on this video. Thank you all for watching. See you next Tuesday.